One Japanese was famous as the man who built the world's fastest car. His name was Honda Soichiro. His first post-war product was a motorbike with a hot water bottle for a fuel tank. Designed and built in a tiny shopfront factory, it was eventually sold all over the country. Then Honda began competing in the world-famous TT motorcycle race. Within 7 years, Honda bikes were monopolizing the top places, demonstrating the company's technical prowess to the whole world. Another entrepreneur took the transistor, an American invention, and used it to make compact radios and televisions that astonished the world. His name was Ibuka Masaru. The name of the company he founded in a small backstreet factory today stands for compact, high-quality electronics. Japan's post-war economic development was driven in large part by the ideas and technologies developed by entrepreneurs in small factories like these. Japan became a technological leader by licensing technologies from the US and Europe, then adding value to them through further research and development. At the top of the auto racing world is the Formula One series, where speeds can top 350 kilometers per hour. This is the F1 car fielded by Toyota. Today, Toyota is one of the world's leading companies, but in the post-war period, it faced many difficulties. The Toyopet Crown was the car that changed the picture. It incorporated concepts and technologies quite different from earlier Japanese-made cars. Development of the Crown started in 1952 at Toyota's plant in Koromo, Aichi Prefecture. The first step was to study foreign cars, on which an import ban had just been lifted. Dismantling a French Renault produced these diagrams. They were drawn by hand, down to each individual screw. Every part was studied in meticulous detail. Color, shape, weight, everything. In the early post-war period, Japanese manufacturers set out to absorb foreign technology and catch up with their rivals overseas. Automakers led the way. Back then, Toyota's passenger cars were slapped together in a corner of the company's truck assembly line. The cars used the same chassis as the trucks. At the time, there were just 88,000 passenger cars in Japan. A third of them were taxis. So, Toyota started conceptualizing their new car by talking to taxi companies, more than 100 of them all around the country. It was the first time anyone had asked the taxi drivers what they wanted. In those days, 60% of taxis were imported cars. The taxi drivers were scornful of Japanese-made cars. The ride is much worse than the imports. The brakes aren't reliable. They should design passenger cars from scratch, not base them on trucks. This survey, containing more than 200 questions, revealed a long list of gripes about Japanese-made cars. But it also showed that foreign cars had some surprising weaknesses. For instance, on poor road surfaces. At the time, only 5% of Japan's principal roads were paved, but foreign cars were designed to be used on paved roads. When they were driven on Japan's rough, unmade roads, they often broke down.
要するに乗り心地はアメリカ車はいいんだと。だけど悪路に弱いと。だから乗り心地を良くして悪路にも強かったらそれで十分だということ。
Toyota began designing a small car powered by a 1500cc engine that would offer good ride quality but be tough enough to handle bad roads. The first step was to create the basic frame that would support the engine and body. Previous Japanese cars had been based on truck frames. That helped them handle bad roads, but the ride quality was way below what a passenger car's should be. Because truck frames were bulky and low to the ground, they often banged against the road surface. But just raising the frame would make the vehicle taller and therefore less stable. So Toyota decided to make the frame thinner. But if it was thinner, it wouldn't be so strong. Nakamura Kenya came up with a way to strengthen the frame by changing its shape. Here on the left is a truck frame. On the right is Nakamura's new car frame. After many modifications, the first test car was ready to run. Long-distance trials were held on rough mountain roads. The tests covered 10,000 kilometers in a single month, with Nakamura himself at the wheel. Extensive endurance testing made sure the car was fit for Japan's rough roads. By the 16th test car, Toyota finally had something that could handle the challenge.
Japanese の悪路を5万キロぐらい、突っ走ったとしてもクラウンなら大丈夫だというように思えるようになったのが29年の半ば頃ですかね。だからそれならアメリカ車はおそらく1万キロも走れないと思うんで、アメリカ車に勝てたというのは日本の土壌でですがね。
On New Year's Day 1955, exactly 3 years after Nakamura's work began, Toyota's Toyopet Crown made its debut. The door was easy to open from the driver's side. The Crown could travel at up to 110 kilometers per hour, and it cost 1 million yen, 50 times the monthly pay of the average Japanese worker. At the launch ceremony held at Toyota's Koromo plant, everyone had to wear formal dress. The car was an archetypal Japanese product. It used foreign technology, but with many incremental improvements added. This became the standard method by which Japan developed its own technological prowess. The country's products began competing strongly on the international market, and Japanese industry grew rapidly.